On the surface, the romance between Ali MacGraw and Steve McQueen seemed like something out of a Hollywood fairy tale. She was the stunning star of Love Story, the face of grace and elegance in the 1970s. He was the king of cool, a rebel whose films like Bullet and The Great Escape made him the ultimate American antihero. When their paths crossed, the world couldn't look away. To fans, they were a match made in cinematic heaven. But behind the glamorous red carpets and flashing cameras, their relationship was far from the dream it appeared to be. Now, at 86, Ali MacGraw is reflecting on those days with honesty, revealing painful truths about her marriage to McQueen. What once looked like a love that conquered Hollywood was, in reality, riddled with jealousy, control, and heartbreak that nearly destroyed her. Before McQueen entered her life, Ali MacGraw's career skyrocketed at lightning speed. In 1970, her role in Love Story earned her an Academy Award nomination and made her an international sensation. Suddenly, she was on magazine covers, the subject of public fascination, and one of the most sought-after women in Hollywood. Yet, Ali herself felt unprepared for such fame. She came from a modest background and often admitted she struggled with the pressures of stardom. By the time she met Steve McQueen, she was already one of the biggest names in Hollywood. But she was also vulnerable, craving stability in a world that moved too fast. That vulnerability would soon pull her into a romance that changed the course of her life, one filled with highs, lows, and devastating scars. Steve McQueen was everything Ali wasn't. He was wild, unpredictable, and had a rebellious streak that electrified everyone around him. They met on the set of The Getaway in 1972, and the chemistry was undeniable. Both were married at the time, Ali to producer Robert Evans and Steve to actress Neil Adams. Yet, the attraction between them was too strong to ignore. Soon, tabloids buzzed with rumors, and Hollywood watched as two marriages fell apart, making way for one of the most high-profile unions of the decade. To Ali, Steve was magnetic, someone who lived life on his own terms. But what she couldn't see in those early days was the dark side of that magnetism, a need for control, deep insecurities, and a jealous nature that would haunt their marriage. Ali and Steve married in 1973, and for a moment, it felt like the ultimate Hollywood love story. But life with McQueen was far from easy. Ali gave up her acting career at his insistence, leaving behind opportunities that could have made her one of the era's defining actresses. McQueen demanded loyalty and often grew possessive, insisting that Ali focus on their marriage rather than her work. Friends and colleagues were shocked at how quickly she disappeared from the screen. To the public, she seemed like the perfect wife, devoted to the king of cool. But in private, Ali was wrestling with the reality of a marriage where her identity and career were slowly slipping away. The sacrifices she made would haunt her for years to come. Jealousy was a constant in their marriage. McQueen, despite his fame and success, was plagued by insecurity. He was known for his affairs and womanizing, yet he could not tolerate the idea of Ali receiving attention from other men. Even harmless interactions on film sets or at social events could set him off. Ali later described the emotional strain of living with someone so controlling. She adored him, but she also felt suffocated by his rules and suspicions. McQueen's need to dominate the relationship left Ali feeling isolated and powerless. They warned her that loving Steve McQueen meant losing herself, and tragically, that warning proved true. Beyond his jealousy, Steve McQueen's lifestyle created additional tension. He lived recklessly, addicted to speed, cars, and danger. He partied hard, drank heavily, and often surrounded himself with people who fueled his wild side. For Ali, this chaotic environment was exhausting. She longed for stability, but instead found herself swept into a world of constant adrenaline and uncertainty. McQueen's dangerous hobbies and volatile moods kept her on edge. Their home life, though glamorous from the outside, was filled with turbulence and unpredictability. Ali often admitted that she was unprepared for the emotional roller coaster that came with being married to one of the most complicated men in Hollywood. By the late 1970s, the cracks in their marriage could no longer be ignored. Ali's sacrifices, Steve's jealousy, and the weight of his lifestyle pushed them apart. She realized she had given up too much of herself in the name of love. In 1978, after 5 years of marriage, the couple divorced. It was a painful decision, but one Ali later described as necessary for her survival. She walked away with her career stalled, her confidence shaken, and her personal life in pieces. Hollywood's golden couple was no more, and behind the headlines was a woman struggling to rebuild what she had lost. Just 2 years after their divorce, Steve McQueen was diagnosed with mesothelioma, a rare form of cancer. His death in 1980 at the age of just 50 shocked the world. Despite their painful past, Ali spoke kindly of him, remembering the love they once shared and the intensity that defined him. His passing closed the chapter on their turbulent marriage, but the scars of that time remained with her. For Ali, McQueen was both the love of her life and one of her greatest heartbreaks, a man whose charm came with a dark edge that ultimately consumed their relationship. In the decades that followed, Ali MacGraw slowly found her voice again. Though her acting career never regained its former glory, she built a meaningful life outside of Hollywood. She focused on causes close to her heart, became an advocate for animal rights and humanitarian efforts, and embraced a more spiritual way of living. She also reflected openly on her struggles with love and relationships, admitting that her marriage to McQueen had left her deeply wounded. By sharing her truth, she gave fans a glimpse into the realities of life behind Hollywood's facade. Ali showed resilience, turning heartbreak into wisdom. As she grew older, Ali became more candid about her years with McQueen. In interviews and documentaries, she spoke openly about the emotional abuse, jealousy, and control that defined their marriage. She admitted that she lost herself during those years, consumed by a man who demanded everything from her while giving little stability in return. These confessions shocked fans who had always viewed their romance as iconic. But Ali's bravery in telling the truth allowed others to see her not just as a movie star, but as a woman who endured and survived one of Hollywood's most difficult relationships. When Ali finally revealed the darker side of her marriage, fans responded with a mixture of shock and admiration. Many praised her for her honesty, while others expressed sadness that one of Hollywood's most glamorous unions had been built on so much pain. For those who idolized McQueen, the revelations were hard to hear. But for Ali, the response was overwhelmingly supportive. People recognized her courage in speaking out, and saw her as a survivor rather than a victim. Her story resonated with anyone who had sacrificed too much in the name of love, and it became a reminder that even the brightest stars face battles behind closed doors. Now at 86, Ali MacGraw looks back on her life with both pride and honesty. She has lived through extraordinary highs and devastating lows, but she refuses to let her past define her. By exposing the dark realities of her marriage to Steve McQueen, she has given fans a fuller picture of her journey, one that is not just about beauty and fame, but about resilience and truth. Her legacy is not only tied to Love's story or her Hollywood fame, but also to her bravery in revealing the struggles she endured. They warned us that the King of Cool had a dark side, but only Ali could truly show us what it was like to live with it. Her story today is both heartbreaking and inspiring, a testament to the strength it takes to survive love's most dangerous illusions.